Welcome to My Pet Project. This is Lauren Brinkman.
Well, thanks for having us out here. Tell me who you are.
So, Bria Wright, I'm the director of the Oneida County Humane Society.
This is a beautiful facility. How long have you been here?
Well, so I have been here. I came back in September, but I was previous director, left for 4 years and came back. The front half of our building is newer as of 2018. So the back part of the building has been here since '83.
Okay, wow. Well, this is such a nice, it looks so welcoming, like when you walk in for the community.
You.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Well, let's take a look around and
Sure.
Excited to see what you got here.
Absolutely.
So we are in your, what do you call this space?
Kitty community room. There's some cats that are out and about. They have free reign back here, basically, able to go and hide in places or climb up on things, open litter boxes, community litter boxes, so they all have to be vaccinated and everything before they're out in the community. And then there's some cats in the cages. Some will stay in the cages until they're adopted. Others kind of stay in the cages until they adjust to being back here, and then they're let out and see how they get along with everybody.
That's awesome. And I see you have the portals in the cages, so they have like a bathroom and a bedroom.
Yeah.
And so when I said it sounded like you put a lot of thought into it, you said we thought like cats.
Yes. You got to kind of think like cats. Cats like high things. They like to hide. They like to space away, but they also want to come out. And when the people come, there's a couple of them that will just be right under your feet, and love the cuddles and attention.
Wow. And are these doors typically open so
Yes.
that like this whole area, the cats have probably the same square footage as my house, if not more, to hang out.
There's 3 or 4 main rooms back in this community area, so they can kind of go in all different areas back here. So the doors are always open unless we need to shut them for some type of reason, but it's a nice free area for them.
Do you have an estimate on how long your length of stay is for cats?
Right now, I think it's close to like 100 days. We have a lot of shy kitties right now because they came from a home with multiple cats. So that's kind of holding our numbers up with a longer stay. But in the last several months, kitties have been going out the door more quickly. Not sure what the trend is there or what's making that happen, but
well, while they're here, it sure seems like they have a really nice life while they're waiting for their forever.
Yeah. We try. Lots of toys.
That's awesome. This is just like, what was it like when you first started working here? Like, I would imagine that you've been involved in a lot of these positive changes.
Yeah. So it was a city-run shelter up until 2012. When Oneida County Humane Society, a private nonprofit, took over operation of the city shelter. It was ran totally different when it's government versus when the nonprofit took over. Lots of different changes, lots of more like it's for the animals versus it's just
a city function.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was, and then I left in 21, and then I came back. So they did great things when I was gone. Yeah.
Amazing. So we are in a room that has stray cats in it right now, is that right?
Yeah, so there's a lot of feral cats or cats that are super scared and shy. Typically this room is what we would use for our cat wellness. So if kitties were sick, they would come into here. It has its own ventilation, its own heating system. But right now knock on wood, we don't have that situation, so we're utilizing it for our shy kitties. So there's a couple that have made their way out of the cages, which is fine because they are living the life playing around here. But then there's others that are just too shy to be on our adoption floor right now.
Do you have any partners or individuals that you can send feral cats too, or what is that like in the county?
We actually have a lot of farms that we have kind of a list of farms that we can call if they're interested, and a lot of people, if we just do a post of like working cats post, a lot of people just kind of come out of the woodwork and help us out.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I remember not too many years ago, it was a feral cat came into a lot of shelters and euthanasia was the only option.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is really exciting to have that support.
Yeah.
So we're in your cat intake room, you were telling us.
Yeah, so when cats initially come to us, either strays or surrenders, they come into this room so that we can do our first intakes and make sure that they have their vaccines before they go into the general population. Also, they stay in here for, depending if they're strays or surrenders, just a few days if we have space to move them on. So,
what is the, I don't know, is it the state or the county that dictates how long the stray hold is?
State.
Okay, so
Yeah.
is it like
5 days?
5 days. Mm-hmm. And do you take in, do you have a contract with the county or the city to take in animals?
Yes, so we have a MOU with the county. It used to be where we would only take from certain townships, so it got a little fuzzy. So now we're working at a county level where we can take all county townships. So we accept animals from all of Oneida County.
And are you open intake or are you limited?
Open.
Open. Mm-hmm. So whether it's a stray or it's an owned pet that needs to be surrendered?
Yep. So, and we're also the rabies quarantine facility for the county. So if an animal bites and has to be quarantined, it comes here for the 10-day hold. And we also assist law enforcement with some unpleasant situations, traffic stops, arrests, those type of things, death of owner in a home, and there's a pet involved.
So do you have animal control officers here?
We don't.
Or is it, who does that fall on then here?
The county, the sheriff's department, it's something that we want to readdress and have a humane officer here so that, because right now there is no defined humane officer, it's whatever officer they send out to an animal welfare situation.
So they might not even really know how to manage a dog.
Yeah, and every officer is different in what they kind of, if they think the animal needs to be removed or if it can stay there and you can monitor the situation. So it really depends on what officer goes out to it, and sometimes that needs to be a little bit more consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Over some of the cages, what's that for?
A lot of dogs don't care for the other dogs, so it helps guard them as we pass by with other dogs. Sometimes it also just helps reduce their stress when they don't have the ability to see everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. It just helps with that stress relief. But typically it's there because when we walk by with other dogs, they cage fight.
Okay, yeah, just that barrier. I mean, my dog is not dog aggressive, but he, in front of the fence, sure looks like it.
Yep.
So it's, and you said the public isn't going through here and they get to meet the animals that, do they find a picture online that they're interested in a dog? And
Yeah, so we do have a binder out front in case they didn't come in already knowing who they want to see. We have a binder, they can go through the animals, get to know a little bit about them, and then they'll ask to see one of them, and we will bring them out to our meet and greet room for them.
Yeah. And then do they pretty much fly off the shelves when they're ready to go?
Yes. Yeah, puppies, people, they aren't here long, maybe a couple days, when they're ready.
Oh my gosh, these guys are adorable.
They're so messy. Our dog wellness area, so just similar to the cat room. Yeah, if a dog is sick or something, they go into there. And it has its own heating, its own ventilation.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome, because that is not cheap.
No.
That was something we didn't do because we're not sheltering, but it was a suggestion of the architect if we wanted to have a quarantine room, but this essentially can serve as that. And so you have this and the cat.
Yes.
Yeah. That's gold star. This is what we're supposed to be doing as shelters, so this is amazing. Oh, those noises. So we're in the backyard now of your facility. Tell us about it.
It's fully fenced in. We have the large dog kennels outside here with a nice roof. In spring, summer, fall, we utilize those areas a lot more than we do in the winter. The dogs can come out and have cage time out here while we're cleaning inside. The dogs get 3 to 4 outs a day. So they'll come out in the yard and play and run and get some energy off.
That probably helps with house training too, to make them even better adoptable candidates.
The dogs do well on a schedule, as most dogs do. So it definitely helps with making sure their kennels stay a little cleaner and helps the families to kind of know what their schedule has been like.
Yeah, going through your kennels, like I know there's like the puppy accident and everything, but you can't even smell that there's animals. I mean, it's like you guys, what you're doing here seems to really be effective.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So Bria, how did you get into animal welfare in the first place?
So I actually started when it was the Rhinelander Animal Shelter here when I was 11 years old as a volunteer, and it just kind of morphed into having a weekend job, a holiday job, and then during the week, and then in 2012 they asked me to be the director. So I've just kind of always been.
It's just who you are.
Yeah.
Did you have pets when you were a kid? Or?
I did. I had dogs and cats and a hamster when I was a kid, so it was always like my passion. Animals were always like, I was drawn to it.
And then, so when this facility was first here, you said it was it was a city-run shelter, and then it turned into a nonprofit private shelter. How are you funded?
Mostly public donations. We do have a MOU with the county, but it's only about 30% of our annual budget that we get, so everything else is fundraising.
Does that work like on a per animal basis, or is it on like a general, like you just get this chunk a month? Or
it's an annual amount that's designated every year off of like, there's a lot of math that goes into it, but really it's we get, I think it's like 30,000 or something a year just from them.
Which really doesn't go that far.
Doesn't. No.
So how many staff do you have?
There's 6 of us. Yep. There's 2 full-time. I'm full-time, so there's 3 full-time and then 3 part-time.
And are most people reception or animal caregivers, or what kind of roles are people playing?
There's 3 of us that can do the adoption in front of the house, and then we're all kind of wear the same, everybody wears the same hats. So we do animal cares, everything like that, and then 3, our main focus is on the animals.
What are your community members like? Like, what is it like here in Rhinelander? It feels like it's one of the bigger towns up north. But what is it like here? What are the needs of the community?
So our community is really good at supporting what we do here. We have a lot of volunteers. There are huge needs in the spay-neuter. We get calls every day asking if we do that here or if we can help people. The cost of veterinarian care is really high, of course, so we get a lot of calls if we can help people individually to support them with those costs as well. Overall, Rhinelander, I think it's about 8,000, 9,000 in population, but our county as a whole is 35,000, I think. But we are the big hub of Oneida County, so people come to Rhinelander for the shopping and those type of things, so we do get a lot of traffic that way.
And animals are coming in, like you said, you do owner surrenders, you do strays from the county. And then are animals leaving by adoption strictly, or do you work with other organizations to move them out?
Mostly by adoption. Of course, return to owners for the strays. But we have worked with other shelters for transferring out if we have like a long timer just for different eyes, kind of viewing that way. But mostly by adoption.
Your shelter is one of the nicest shelters I've seen that is doing the kind of numbers that you're doing. What led you to do the design and the layout that you had here? Was this stuff like that you learned from visiting other places, or was it from larger organizations that helped? Like, how did you get set when you did the remodel in 2018?
I think a lot was making sure that we're meeting the needs of the animals. So we had visited, like, I think we went to Clark County. They were an old school building that they did. So we learned a lot through that. It was pretty neat. Just a lot of research, going on different sites and seeing what is needed for the animals, and even like visits to the expos and seeing what other shelters do and talking with others really has helped kind of define, there's always little hiccups and I wish we would have, but I think overall it flows nicely.
It sure seems like it, and it seems like the dogs and the cats have their own separate areas, so it's not contributing to stress. I don't know if we're going to pick it up on the video, but you were, like, each room we went into had a different, like, kind of music playing that seemed like it was peaceful for the kind of pet that was in there. I feel like it's clear that you're looking for the well-being of each animal while they're here.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you think, if you had all the money in the world, all the resources, the right people in the right places, what do you think would help your community most?
Some kind of low-cost spay neuter or low-cost vetting services. It's very hard. A lot of the vets around here are absolutely amazing and incredible, but they've stopped taking new clients. So we kind of see that ripple effect into our shelter world around here because people are unable to do proper cares for their animals. I think overall long-term goal would be to have some kind of veterinarian service that could help us more in the shelter field.
And it looks like you have some space here that could really make that possible, to have somebody come in and help in the intake rooms. What did we not touch on that you want to talk about with what you... I wanted to ask you about your fundraiser. I saw the big banner for outside.
Yeah, every year we have a fur ball fundraiser. It's our biggest one of the year. And we ask for sponsors. We ask for just like people can order tickets. It's a nice dinner, music, fun, kind of a whole program with raffles. It's an awesome event. This year is at the Rhinelander Center. It's about 20 miles out of town. They have a new event center. It's gorgeous. So this one's going to be absolutely incredible.
Awesome. Do you do other fundraisers throughout the year that help keep the lights on?
Yeah, I mean, we have done in the past, we've done like walks. We have done like a sit and sip where people can get wine and stuff from us and have some kind of, dinner at home with wine. It's a nice event. Just a whole bunch of different random things, but they're smaller ones. And we do online fundraisers. A little bit of everything.
So it's probably a constant, based on my experience and based on how much more you have going on here, like it's probably a constant, we need to fund this.
Absolutely, yeah.
What have we not talked about that you want to talk about?
I don't know. Talked about a lot. I'm so happy that you were able to come here finally. Like, we've worked together for so many years.
Was that when I was with Madison Mutz that I would meet you for transports, or was that with Early Underdog? I was
Early Underdog.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember that, yeah. Like I've known of you and what you've done for so many years, and you finally got to get up here, and it's awesome.
It's just so impressive what you've done. And then taking time away and coming back, and it's awesome that you're a mom.
Yeah. There's that.
I feel like it gives a different perspective, though, too. I mean, I think you were always a compassionate person, but for me, I found that being a parent sort of gives me more patience with working with the public.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
You got to pick those battles.
Right? I would agree with that for sure.
But as we're sitting here, I mean, it seemed like every single person who walked in was really grateful for the services, was really excited to be here. I heard somebody say, like, oh, your application process makes it so easy for me to bring an animal home, which I think is really the wave of what we're being educated from these large organizations who have the potential to do this research. Like, making it easier. People who want to come and adopt a pet are almost always coming from a good place and want to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. So making it easy is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We've reduced the application. You don't want those hurdles or barriers there, and you want people to want these animals. So whatever we can do to help get them into a home quicker, because it's really for the animals and the shelter life. We try the best we can while they're here, but those homes are what they need. So.
Well, I'm really grateful for everything you do.
Thank
it's so
you.
good to be here.
I appreciate it.
Awesome.